Landscapes 2018 was a great event once again, with over 25,000 attendees visiting acres of equipment, tools, and vehicles. They also had the chance to listen to 200 talks and workshops. It was quite the conference. In fact, the largest of its kind in North America. The Harvesters delivered 4 talks and facilitated 8 Breakfast of Champion topics to over 500 attendees. Here are some of the highlights we want to share with you from Landscapes 2018.
Hi, this is Ed LaFamme, head harvester from the East Coast. And here we are at the Breakfast of Champions 2018 in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm here with Danielle Padilla.
Yes.
Tell everybody the name of your company, where you're from.
I'm Danielle Padilla from Padilla Group, Inc., and we are based in Northern California.
Awesome, awesome. And Danielle was at my table, and we talked about, when you get stuck at a certain size, how to get unstuck. Yeah. So tell the folks, what did you learn at the table this morning? What are some of the points you learned that you're going to take away and bring back to your company that they can use that information?
One of the key things I brought, or you mentioned at the table, or we learned at the table, was the rating of the employees. What their current level is, rating it whether numbers or letters.
Like A, B, C, D?
Correct,
Yep.
yes. And then their potential growth, where you see them at in the future. I think that's key. And then, using the org chart to do that, that's great. The second thing I think was the most powerful thing that I took away from it is being a female in the industry. I looked at it as a hindrance, and one of the gentlemen that we were sitting next to said, remove that from the equation and you're going to see yourself, progress forward. And I really took that as, very, very, very important.
So what was your limiting factor, Danielle?
Oh, the limiting factor that I had was that everything funnels through me. So at the end of the day, every decision, everything walks through me. So my goal is, when I return, is to look for an operations manager, someone to take on those responsibilities.
Perfect. They call it the hub and spoke, where you're the hub and all the spokes go to you.
Correct.
And I've seen some very large companies like that, but it's very difficult for the owner.
Yes.
It's better to delegate out. So you picked that up.
I did.
And where are you going to find this person?
I'm actually going to run some ads, and if I don't succeed there, I will go with a headhunter.
Yep, absolutely. Because it's all about people.
Right.
I mentioned at the table that we are not in the landscaping business, folks. We're in the people business, doing landscaping, right?
Right.
It's really true.
Relationships are key.
Yes, and one thing they talked about too was the relationships, right?
Yes.
How important do you think that is of relationships with the people working with you?
Very important. You need to get to know them. You need to know why they do what they do, what motivates them, and find out how that can help you.
Absolutely. And that builds loyalty, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it really does. And then you get to know the skill sets of the people and know when you rate, like you mentioned about rating them on the org chart, then you know where they should be because you know the people.
Because you know them.
That's so cool.
Very
So is this your first conference?
It is. First time.
Is this the second Breakfast of Champions?
Yes, definitely recommend it.
What do you think so far?
I love it. Everything so far, all the conferences, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And folks, her dad is here. And he says, wow, we're coming back.
Yes,
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And we want to say that, again, I'm Ed LaFamme, head harvester from the East Coast. And we hope that you take this information, especially what Danielle just brought out, and you apply it to yourself so you can harvest your potential.